How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Dai Dark, Volume 1. And this is a book I knew essentially nothing about. The creator of this book, Q Hayashida, also made Doro Hidoro, which I haven't seen before, but the back of the book mentions it. But I went in not really knowing too terribly much. I just saw this awesome cover on the shelf. I'm a big horror geek. I also like horror sci-fi, like say Alien or something. So this was just too intriguing to pass up, despite the fact that I knew so little about it. But I read this and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You get this guy, no significant spoilers, but you get this guy named Zaha Senko, and he's there on the cover, and basically there's a legend about him that if you kill him and take his bones, you get any wish you want. So that's going to antagonize, like, get almost everyone in the galaxy to come and try to kill him. His only friend is this skeleton creature that folds up and gets on his back as his life support backpack. So it's a skeleton with a handle on his head that I'm guessing is a robot or some sort of really strange creature. I honestly don't know. But you have a guy that the whole galaxy's against him. You think he'd be dark and broody. But no, he's this happy-go-lucky, just glad to be out there exploring the universe kind of guy. And even though you get this guy that looks like he should be in a slasher movie, and his best friend's a skeleton robot, they actually act more like, say, Finn and Jake from Adventure Time. Just two chill dudes exploring the galaxy, and the plot does kind of have one of those meandering feels behind it, where it's just, hey, what happens? I don't know. Let's see what's over there and go on wacky adventures because everyone's trying to kill us. It is a very strangely paced book, but it gets really funny with just the absurdity of the situations and the strange way that these worlds might work. It is interesting. The art style, very much inspired by Alien. In fact, at one point he's wearing an Alien t-shirt. But also you can take influence from, like, say, Heavy Metal magazine in here, especially the weird, surreal nature of this story sometimes. It does feel like something that could have quite easily been published in Heavy Metal magazine. So yeah, I mean, the attitude of Adventure Time with a sci-fi horror setting inspired by Alien and Heavy Metal, that is a weird, strange, surrealist mashup, but I just love this dark and gritty, but also humorous and bizarre world as this guy just kind of wanders throughout the galaxy being public enemy number one. Sci-fi, horror, surrealism, it's really, really cool, and it's one that I found myself constantly flipping through the book, smiling at the jokes, admiring the art, and there's so many just character designs in here that would make absolutely great Halloween costumes. So it's really cool, and it's something that I, again, didn't know much about, but quickly fell in love with. If you guys want to see more of this book, I'll flip to the close-up camera. I'll show you guys a little bit of the physical release, and in the book there's like 3 major chunks, and I'll talk a little bit about the story. I'll try to be avoiding major spoilers, but I'll kind of do a bit of an analysis and talk to you guys a bit about the book. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Dai Dark number 1. And right off the bat, love this cover. A nice, simple character portrait cover, but what a character design. That's pretty cool. With the stark red background, that's really nice as well. Plus the printing on the inside, we get to see him and then what he looks like without his mask on, his more goofy side, eating a meatball spaghetti sub. But yeah, really nice striking red there, and I do love him in his spacesuit floating through the void on the back. That's really cool. A description at the top, price of $13.99 US. That's a little on the steeper side, but I get this is supposed to be more of a prestige book, and rated older teen. Now, I do want to say that this is a strange aspect ratio. I have right here with me the volume of Chainsaw Man I'm reading. This is a very standard size, and we can see that they're the same width, but it's a little short for some reason. Not entirely sure. I guess that's just the dimensions the magazine was printed in. Whatever. And of course, 7C's logo, the one made out of a bone, and Ava Kane's head there. Pretty cool design. In addition to that, between the chapters, you're going to actually get bonus features, like here's a character sketch, a bunch of the character sketches, but even if we flip it to the back, there's a crossword puzzle in here that will test your knowledge of what happened in the volume. That's pretty fun, and I do like the extra effort. But if we flip to, there's the title page in the yellow there. Flip to the opening credits, we get Dai Dark Volume 1, and the chapters are called Bones. So we get 6 main bones, and then a bonus bone, which is a fun little hotel story that takes place amid, I think, the second to last chapter. It's a fun little, again, bonus content here. And also, the color pages are preserved in their color. A lot of times if you're reading a manga and you see a bunch of strange grayscaling, those were color pages that didn't get the color, but this one keeps them, which I really do love. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the plot. I'm going to try to avoid major spoilers, but let's go through, show you guys some of the story, show you guys some of the art, do a bit of analysis. It's pretty fun, but again, I'll try to be avoiding spoilers. But anyway, yeah, Bone 1. So basically, you get like 3 segments here, each one having 2 chapters, and this kind of leads into the next volume. But yeah, we get the first segment here, the pirate segment, where we get this ship. And I mean, look at that. That's how you design a ship. It doesn't look like a standard spaceship. It's this tall structure built in space with a bunch of levels and a little house on top. It's such a strange concept. I really do like it. But they find this guy floating through space, and he's all covered in blood, so he's not doing so good. So they decide to pick him up and take everything from him when they realize this isn't just some guy, this is Zaha Senko, and that's a guy that, according to legend, if you take his bones, you get any wish you want. So everyone wants to kill him, and he has this special life support packet, these little backpacks everyone carries with them. So they lock him up, and they take the special pack, the captain there with his 3 heads, they take the special pack, and when the captain is asleep, the pack will wake up, and it's revealed that it's this skeleton character named Ava Kane. Boy, I gotta love the names in this. Zaha Senko and Ava Kane, those are so cool. But he's, of course, going to go and free Senko, and we see that he's all frozen. So he's going to build a fire out of bodies, heat him up, and then they're going to escape. And you, of course, get his super cool suit form, a dark hide that kind of wraps around him, and it's like armor. But, I mean, also, gee, you know, that's even just a picture of him, like, shivering in the cold, but this would make, like, the perfect Halloween costume. But anyway, you know, you gotta go on a round of a revenge, right, and free yourself. Well, the fire gets out of hand and they inadvertently almost start to burn the whole ship down. It's just this wacky sense of humor that is in this comic. You know, they're these crazy, over-the-top, cool-looking horror characters, And then they find themselves in predicaments like that. The next segment, however, is once again very strange. We take a minute, there's a nice color cover there, to jump into the past 6 years ago at the Tree Gun School, and we see a younger Senko going to school. And it's sort of, yeah, you know, this will explain how he meets an important character in this series, but it just kind of does have this attitude of, you know, running around, going on adventures. The only people here are students, and you get these robots called Mix Photolimbs, and he's going under the alias Meatball Spaghetti, and you're like, okay, that's kind of a weird alias. I guess I get if a kid had picked it, but we get this flashback where he's avocaines enrolling him in school, and he's like, I need you to say your name, but he's so tired he can't think of a good alias, so he just says what he wants to eat. And we get like a lesson there where they're teaching him how to use these little boxes that compress stuff so you can carry more stuff. And of course, he's going to make a meatball sub with spaghetti in it. And the teacher, because alien cultures are so big and vast, they're like, oh yes, that's the food you're named after. It must have a very important cultural significance on your planet. And I really do like that. But a bunch of the ship is quarantined because a bunch of students died and they don't know what happened. But that's when you get him looking in the force-fielded off segment, and we get to see this cool as heck character. Look at that design. 6 eyes, these wooden stakes for teeth and horns, big skulls, and this cool robe. Man, all the characters in here look cool. I'm covering less and less of each of these 3 segments, because again, I don't want to spoil too much, but it does become this wacky, crazy adventure. And when we meet 2 more characters, let's just say character designs in here don't let you down. But then we get the final segment. He kind of goes through this black hole to get to his home world, and we see this black hole scientist going, I'm near death, I just want to see one of these things before I die. And of course it squishes him up because, you know, he's not as powerful as Senko is, and he gets spat out as this like shadow creature. But we're in his home now, and he is going to look at that portrait, that landscape there, that's so cool. But even here, people do attack him wanting his bones, but he's going to go to this merchant girl, and she has a giant skull that she keeps all of her merchandise in, and they're going to go shopping. And these last 2 chapters, I mean, there is some action, but there's also just a bunch of hanging out, and oh wait, can we afford this to get that? And they do purchase something cool, but yeah, they're using bones as currency here. That's a crazy idea. But as I said, there's so much where it's like super dark and cool, but also laid back and really funny. Tons of imagination, tons of great character and set design, just really beautiful art. This is one that, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed. You know, you can say that it has a horror element, and I do believe it does, but it's not necessarily trying to scare you. It's just, if you're a little weirdo like me and you like creepy, dark stuff, but also want to just hang out and have fun, this is a great book. And it's so weird and at times quite surreal and dreamlike, but I absolutely love it, and I'm definitely going to be picking up the rest of these. Definitely recommend it to the right crowd there. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my manga playlist, where you can see me review a ton of Junji Ito. Orochi, a little bit of Chainsaw Man is in there, and I'm definitely working on filling that playlist out. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.